Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Jaclyn Hill finally posted her video. Beast! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2018. The album, Dad. Rock on, gold-dust woman. Alright, let's get right into this video. So, the drama channels who got talked about in this video have literally been waiting all day. Well, several of us, 3 of us, have been waiting all day for Jaclyn Hill's video to drop. And she waited until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or a little bit before that. And I just watched the whole thing on 2x speed. It is 44 minutes long, and it is called Let's Talk. And I have notes. So, I just want to say a couple things before I get into this video. You know, before I went into it, I was like, I just want to make my video and sit down and eat my dinner. And then I was like, well, maybe I should sleep on it and tell my response. But I wasn't so profoundly impacted by this video. I mean, it wasn't a game changer for me that I really think that I need to sleep on anything. She just kind of stated some facts. You know, I will say that, I thought she looked absolutely beautiful in the video. I kind of like, other than her petting her hair, I mean, like I said in my video the other day, Jaclyn, if you want a dog, go rescue one, okay? You don't need to pet your hair like that. It is obnoxious and it's too much. But other than that, I thought she looked beautiful in the video. I kind of like her just in a t-shirt, you know, and her hair. She looked gorgeous. And I thought it was actually a very smart move to kind of be dressed down a little bit and just be, I wouldn't say plain, because she had makeup on and stuff, but just to look, you know, I don't know, like she was going out to dinner for the night. I thought it was a very smart move for making this video where she was like going to talk to her people and be very, very relatable. I kind of felt differently at the beginning of the video than I felt at the end of the video. So at the beginning of the video, well, first of all, she spends the first 17 minutes talking about the vault, okay? So I was like, girl, seriously, is this just gonna be like, let me excuse away the vault video? And that's kind of how I felt going into it. I was like, stop trying to make the vault happen, okay? Stop making fetch happen. It just was like too much, right? It was a little overkill, and I thought she was kind of like, feel sorry for me, you don't know how tough this is, and all this kind of stuff. But I actually thought in the end, it was good how she talked about it, and she framed the conversation. Now, I don't know if Jaclyn just sat down on video and just let me spill my heart out. Parts of it felt like that, but part of it felt very framed, like somebody helped her kind of like script this out, and I could be completely wrong. But while she's talking about the vault at the beginning, at the very end of the video, she talks about her Jaclyn Hill palette and how, you know, she gets so much joy out of seeing other people still use it a year later. And that part seemed so genuine to me. It really did. And much of the video, she is so heated that she does seem very genuine in it. You know, it's like when you see somebody that heated, it seems pretty authentic to me, other than her just sitting down and going, well, blah, 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 blah. So she framed it in a very smart way and talking about the vault and then tying it up at the end. One of the very last things she talks about is the Jaclyn Hill palette and how much it means to her that she created it for all these people to enjoy and see other makeup artists using it and things like that. So I thought that that was smart because I think that it shows that her love of makeup, even though she addresses it being a job in the video, which, okay, I don't have a problem with that, you know? When you're on YouTube for a while, well, I'll get to that in a second. But, you know, I think it was smart because it shows that this all begins and ends for her as a love of makeup. Now, I don't know what I expected going into this. I actually thought she would be a little bit more negative about the drama channels, but that's because I think everything is about me. No, but, you know, I thought this was her opportunity, so she might. I thought she played it rather safe with the drama channels, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. I did think that she would talk about some of these friendships. I knew that I wasn't going to get her talking specifically about Manny or Laura or anything. I don't think it was a smart move, okay? I think, you know, at the end of the video, she says, I'm not going to get on here. I don't talk about people. I'm private. I'm personal, whatever. So, you know, for me, other than the fact that she addressed the vault video and the collaboration with, you know, Makeup Geek, Marcella, whatever, I don't really care. Like, the video was boring to me. It really was. Like, I didn't learn anything from this video that I really cared about, you know? Like, I think the vault information was speculative that everybody thought anyway, and she seemed so heated in that part that it's like, okay, girl, we believe you. Okay, it's fine. We can move on now to the next collaboration with Morphe that you want to do or whatever. And, you know, she said in her video that, like, so many people have said stuff to her about Morphe, so she's not going to do that as much, and I respect that. You know, I respect that she's open to all of that. I don't know, I guess I thought, you know, when you have this moment that everybody is waiting for you to really tell your truth, like, this is it. I mean, and no, I didn't expect her necessarily to get in there and talk about her marriage or the divorce. Did I think that she would allude to it and say, like, this has been a tough year for me, you know, having gone through a divorce? Yeah, I thought that she would, you know. Public figures that go through divorces and marriages that fall apart or breakups talk about it in the public eye. You know, they talk about it, you know, on The Tonight Show. They talk about it on Jay Leno. I mean, you know, back in the day, David Letterman, they talked about that stuff. They talk about it in magazine interviews. So to not even acknowledge that she was going through that, I was kind of surprised to even just, I mean, we don't need to know the details. We don't need to know any of that kind of stuff, but I was a little surprised that she didn't talk about that. I was kind of surprised that she didn't address really much about the friendships in the makeup community, that they're kind of falling apart. I mean, she did say at the end, it's kind of like every man for himself, and I thought, or herself, and I thought that that was an interesting way to put it. I thought it was very safe. I thought the whole video was very, very safe. So, I didn't learn anything new. I didn't walk away from it like, this is the video. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was kind of hoping for that a little bit. You know, I tease Jaclyn Hill, but I like Jaclyn Hill. And the thing is that I think I would have liked to have seen, this was her time to make a stance, you know what I mean? And I think people really would have, like, highly respected her on this. Since she teased out this video, she's gaining a lot of subs over the last 2 days, and I just looked on her social blade, and she's getting subs right now. So the video is doing well for her. The like to dislike proportion is she's getting a lot of likes. People seem to like the video. The comments are positive. They're not really negative. I think people, this is what they expected. I don't think anybody expected her to come on video and just let me tell you about Manny. I just don't think anybody expected her to do that. The problem is when you make a video like this, okay, and you say that you're going to tell your truth, and everybody in the world has been talking about Laura Lee and Manny in the last 2 weeks, and you don't address it at all, and you say, I'm not going to talk about this, it really, to some degree, shows where you stand. And I think that's when people were saying before the video came out, this could be dangerous for you. I think that's the one area where it's going to be interesting to see what she says going forward. I mean, she said, I'm not going to take the social media, and I'm not going to do all this. I mean, but she has in the past, you know. So anyway, let's get into this, and let me read my notes, because I wanted to be accurate about what I was talking about. So she goes in and she talks about all the inconsistencies in the vault and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, it for me, a little bit felt like a let's feel sorry for Jaclyn moment. But she kind of comes out of it at the end. She explains all the formulas. And what was interesting to me about this, okay, that I think we don't get to see a lot, and it reminded me of when Toddy talked about the Halo pills, and she went in and kind of discussed like how they came together. It was very obvious how much Jaclyn really knows about what's going on behind the scenes. Like, she's really in it, if that makes sense. That it's not just Jaclyn slapping her name on a Morphe palette, that she's very much involved in what's going on. You know, and she goes in there and she talks about the inconsistencies and that she'd been giving some misinformation. She also talks about, and I thought this was interesting because we haven't heard anything about this, okay? That, and I'll be interested to see what people say after this video, that she reached out to several people that did reviews and said, I would like to send you a palette. Where did you order it? What was your batch? And she says in there that everybody got back to her except for one person. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out as a result of that. But I thought the fact that she did that, if that is true, which why would she get on camera and say it if it's not true? But I do believe her, you know? Why would she say that if it wasn't true? It really shows how much she really cares, that she went in there and said, like, I'm going to contact these people individually. I want to find out what's wrong with this product. It also says, and this is what you, like, if you read into that further, is that she really didn't know what was wrong with it, and she was reaching out to those people to find out where it was bought and things like that. Unless it was just a cover your ass tactic, which I find that hard to believe. So anyway, she goes in there and she talks about inconsistencies are embarrassing. I think that's probably right, you know? Like, I thought that was, I don't know. The one thing I really liked about this video was that it felt very much to me like sitting down with one of my girlfriends at dinner, and they were just kind of talking to me about the stress that they're going through. And it felt very relatable to me. And, you know, when I do go out to dinner with my girlfriends, most of them don't really know that, like, when I say I make videos about beauty commentary, they don't know the people I talk about. They don't know the Jeffree stars. They don't know, they might know Jeffree's makeup, but they don't know, like, the James Charles or the Toddies and people like that. But they do know Jaclyn Hill, and they grew up, a lot of them, you know, especially my husband's friends, on her tutorials, and they like her, and they're like, she's good and she's relatable. So, you know, I thought that that's why this video was smart. I don't know, there's so much more that she could have said. She did throw in a little quote in there. She said, you know, not everything I do is for money to buy a new Birkin. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's directly from one of my videos. Jaclyn, I'm sorry, it was a joke. And if that joke hurts your feelings, then in the future, I will not make that consistent joke. So it was just something I throw out there. But like I say, remain teachable. And if you hurt somebody's feelings, you don't have to continue to do the same thing. So I won't continue to say that in the future. But 17 minutes that she spent on the whole Morphe thing. She does say that she talked to Morphe directly because people were complaining that they couldn't get a refund from her, and that she says that you can get a full refund from Morphe even if you've already swatched your palette. She goes in there, and I thought that was very, very transparent. So then after that, she goes in there and she talks briefly about seeing YouTube as a job, and that what happened was that at some point, it stopped being like this passion for makeup for her, and it became a job. And what I liked about her addressing that was that I thought, you know, I think this is very, very true of many YouTubers, not just in the makeup industry, but like any YouTuber out there, that once you get to a certain amount of money or you're making videos, that I think that it's like the passion is lost a little bit maybe, and it just seems like a machine. And what do I do to continue to make this kind of money? What do I do to, like, you know, keep up this lifestyle? And you can't say the money doesn't matter, okay? But then you at the same time are saying you see it as a job. So I to some degree what she's saying is, the lifestyle that I've created for myself, I see this as a job to continue to do that. But I understand completely what she means about it being a job. I don't personally feel that way because I love getting on camera and making videos, which is why I pump out 4 videos on 4 different channels, soon to be 5, on a daily basis, you know? But I can't speak to being at 5 million subscribers and having, you know, collaborations going on with major makeup brands, and she's probably very, very busy, I'm sure, you know? So it is different. I think it is totally different. And I think, you know, at some point maybe the love is lost a little bit. But she goes in there and she talks about that. And then she goes in this extensive thing about Makeup Geek and how they were going to do this collab. And people were saying that it was her that was doing the collab. And you know what's interesting to me about this is that in the video, like, a lot of people are saying that she's talking about Jaclyn. I thought she was talking about Manny. And in fact, in my review of that video, I said she had done a collaboration with Manny. And I know that Makeup Geek talked about, you know, the collaboration that didn't come through and whatever. And so she goes in there and she reads it. And what's interesting is that she doesn't ever say anything really bad about her. She's like, I love her. She's one of the reasons why I started on YouTube. But you could tell that she's very bothered by her and what she had to say. So it's kind of like, you know, either there's no truth to what Makeup Geek said, or there's part truth that bothers Jaclyn, or it's, you know, completely true and she's pissed that she got called out. I think that if that were the case, if the whole thing were very true, I think that Jaclyn would have left it out of the video. I think she wouldn't have put it in the video at all. I think she might have addressed the collaboration and said, you know, I feel bad about how things went, and I really love her, and she's been very supportive of me, on and on and on. But I don't think that she would have included it in the video if there wasn't some truth to what Jaclyn was saying, if that makes sense, you know? And the old adage goes, there's always 3 parts to every story. You know, Jaclyn's side, Makeup Geek's side, and the truth. Like, there's always, you know, 3 sides to every story. So then she goes in here and she starts talking about drama channels a little bit. And what she said was very interesting to me about drama channels. And, you know, I always try to watch videos objectively. I try to watch them with an objective eye. I try to remain teachable. So I really wanted to hear what she had to say about drama channels. Honestly, that was the part that was, like, most interesting to me about going into this. She didn't really say a lot. And the reason why was because I thought to myself, okay, Peter, this is a moment for you to learn from an influencer, a YouTuber. This is a moment for you to learn from a beauty influencer what they think about drama channels. So stay open to what she has to say. And so she goes in there and she says something to the effect of that the accuracy is wrong, and that, you know, she'll be watching it, and she said she doesn't watch a lot of the drama videos. And I've heard that from a lot of beauty influencers. I don't know if that's true or not. But she said, you know, like, they don't watch the videos, but then they'll, you know, comment somehow. But anyway, whatever, maybe she doesn't. And she said in there it's painful to watch that stuff. I can imagine it is. That's why I try not to ever make my videos too painful. You know, I try to just post the truth and say my opinion because there's no need to, like, you know, drag somebody. But she says in there that we get the accuracy wrong, or that, like, part of it will be right and she'll be like, oh, how did they know that? Or something like that. Well, how do you think we know? You know what I mean? Like, think that through, Jaclyn. And then she goes in there and she said, you know, that the accuracy of what we hear is wrong because we hear it from this person to this person to this person, and by the time it gets into a video, it's completely incorrect. Well, if that were the case, drama channels wouldn't exist and people wouldn't be watching them, okay? But the reality is this, Jaclyn, so I'm open to hearing that. It's been important for me lately to fact check and make sure that the things I'm saying in my videos are accurate based on the videos that I watch. And if you watch my channel, I usually do commentary reactions to videos, okay? So I'm open to hearing what you have to say, but be open to what I'm about to say too, because I think it's important. Drama channels are only able to run with a story if you aren't being honest and transparent. So if you're putting the truth out there in the world and talking about friendships or makeup or what went wrong with the vault like you did in this video, we don't really have anything to report on negatively about that because you can't really combat the truth. So, you know, it's really you that's putting that out there in the world. And I think, like I've said this in the past, if drama channels, gossip channels, entertainment, reaction, commentary, whatever you want to call them, if beauty influencers were willing to work with us on some degree, and I have had many that have, you know, James Charles has been awesome with me, Toddy, you know, Thomas Halbert, Jeffrey, other people, that when I reach out to them and I say, hey, can you explain this to me? Or can you want to give me a statement? You know, Kathleen Lights did as well, other people. But they'll give me a statement. Sometimes it's not like the nicest statement in the world, but they'll give me one. Other times they'll say, it's really personal, I don't want to talk to you about it. I respect that as well, okay? But sometimes when it's not that huge of an issue, you know, like this vault video could have been put out 2 weeks ago. She didn't have to spend 17 minutes in her truth video talking about the vault. She could have put that out 17 minutes ago and squashed a lot of this stuff that's going on. And I don't know as much about the vault as other people do, but I'm going to tell you right now, watching this video, having read social media, I'm telling you, you still left people with a lot of questions. And so there's going to be other vault drama videos that come out. Not for me, because I don't know enough about it. But people are going to really want to know more about the backstory because you kind of opened Pandora's box to some degree. So, okay, then she goes in there and she says that. She's talking about drama channels, but she didn't really talk much about us. And honestly, I was kind of surprised. Jaclyn's made it clear that she has some issues with drama channels. She's posted about it on Twitter. I really thought she would take that moment to kind of like say that we're a piece of shit, but she didn't. She was very nice. She was very nice in the whole video. She's a nice girl. She's really nice. She was. I mean, I thought she was considerate with it. She's like, hey, if that's how you make your money and that's do your job, do what you have to do. You know, it's like, okay. I mean, you know, I think to some degree she respects us. And it's interesting because not that she respects us, let me take that back, but she gets our gig, you know what I mean? And maybe that's all we're asking for, you know, is that we get on here and we give commentary and that somebody, I know, goes, hey, I get your gig and I get that you're not trying to bring too much harm. I can only speak for my channel and myself. I can't speak for others. She then goes into this whole sponsored video thing, and this was very, very interesting. She talks about it being her job and being her career and how she makes money off affiliate codes, but that she's only ever done one sponsored video. And she says, I didn't make 60, I didn't make 50, I didn't make 30, I didn't make 20. So she made under 20 on the sponsored video, and it was from Ulta. And you know, Ulta is actually a brand that would work very well with her on a sponsored video. If Ulta was willing to pay Jaclyn Hill some $30,000, I wouldn't be surprised by that at where she's at, you know? So, I don't know. I said in my video the other day, I predicted that beauty influencers are going to come out and they're going to tell their truth about the sponsored videos, because sponsored videos are the hot topic right now. And she did exactly that. She came out and said, I've only ever done one sponsored video. And basically what she's saying is, I'm cutting you drama channels to the chase. I'm cutting people to the chase before you start talking about me, because she said she's getting a lot of comments about her doing sponsored videos. And she said, I've only ever done one sponsored video. It was for Ulta and I disclosed that. So, you know, I don't know if that's true. I didn't look it up, but I'm sure it is. Why would she say it when she knows everybody's going to go and look? But then she goes in there and she talks about how she was sitting with some other influencers. And did y'all see that Toddy put out yesterday? She tweeted out, she goes, I'm not an influencer, I'm a content creator. Oh my God. I told her, I tweeted her back and I said, I love you for this. So anyway, she sits there and she says that she was talking to some influencers and somebody said that they make $70,000 just for holding up a product, okay? Now, this is where the video starts getting troublesome, because she opened something up that people were already speculating about anyway, and everybody is going to run with this. Everybody is going to run with the fact that Jaclyn Hill said two things in her video. Number one, that people get paid $70,000 and that's not that big of a deal. Then she quoted, are you ready for this? $150,000 for a video. I have heard, okay, of numbers of $250,000 to $500,000 for a video. So, not just by beauty influencers, but by all kinds of YouTubers, probably up there with the PewDiePies and things like that. That doesn't surprise me, honestly, when you think about, you know, advertising and marketing, but can you imagine for me just to show this fan and say, y'all should go buy this fan and get paid $250,000? Oh my God. I still wouldn't quit YouTube. I love it so much. So anyway, you know, she goes in there and then she says that she addresses the whole idea of people getting paid $80,000 for a negative review, and she goes, that's absolute crap. Nobody has ever done that, blah, 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 blah. And she's never heard of that. That doesn't happen in the industry. It's going to be interesting if it ever comes out that that has happened. Because when you put facts out there and you say, this does not happen, the counter to that is, if somebody can prove that that statement is wrong, you're going to show that you just lied in a video. And I don't think she did. I think her experience is that she's never witnessed that happening. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It was interesting to hear her talk about sponsored videos. I have no issue with sponsored videos. I really don't, okay? If people want to make money and they genuinely believe in a product, genuinely, okay? If they really, really believe in a product and they want to get paid money for that, I'm totally okay with that all day long. But I have to say that I earned some mad respect for Jaclyn Hill when she talked about this, and she said she would rather hold up a foundation that she doesn't get paid for, that she believes in, you know, than do a sponsored video for a product that she doesn't. And I was like, you know what? Like, okay, she gets it. Like, she really gets it. And she's like, I could be making so much more money than I am, which I thought said, you know, okay, she's not about the money. And the thing is, she said it in kind of indirect ways that I appreciated. So it wasn't like she came right out and said, which she did at the beginning, it's not about me getting another Birkin, it's not about me making all this money. But throughout the video, she kind of indirectly said it, and I was like, okay, I respect this, you know? Listen, I have no issue with somebody if they want to make $100 million a year off of all of this. I really don't, okay? But let's not act like that's not what's going on, seriously. You know, like, that's the thing to me, too. Do I have an issue with the fact that, you know, Julia Roberts makes $30 million a movie? No, I could care less, right? But if she was, like, sitting on an interview and she's like, oh, no, I mean, I only make $10,000 or something. Well, you know, blow it out trash. You're not being honest with people. It's when you become dishonest that people can't trust what you're saying. And I thought Jaclyn was very honest with all of that. I thought it was interesting. It'll be interesting to see what people say from then on. And then she goes in there, are you ready? She says she was offered 2 contracts for $1 million each by certain brands, and that she had no problem turning them down. And I think what she's kind of alluding to is she's saying that I didn't want to be owned by these brands. And I thought that was interesting, and people are going to speculate what these 2 brands are. Who knows? Probably, you know, Morphe and Ulta or something like that. But, you know, I think that would be hard to turn down. $1 million. I mean, that's lottery money, you know? But I totally understand what she's saying by that, and that's called integrity, okay? So what she indirectly said is, you guys come for me all you want, challenge my makeup, challenge who I am as a person, challenge my personal beliefs, challenge everything, but I still have a little bit of integrity left. And I respected that about her, you know? And that was where that part of the video was pretty interesting to me, more so than her getting on camera and just, you know, slandering her friends and saying what pieces of shit they are and all that kind of stuff. She could have done that. We would have lived for it. Drama videos would have made videos for days about that stuff, but she knew she didn't have to do that. And that is the end of my notes. So, you know, the whole video I thought was, I mean, it wasn't super interesting to me. There wasn't really any like, oh my God moments. You know, it wasn't. Maybe the, you know, the $1 million contracts honestly didn't surprise me. The $150,000 for a sponsored video didn't surprise me. The fact that she talked about it, that kind of surprised me. But other than that, I wasn't like really thrown out by anything that she said. I thought she seemed heated in the video at times, which I thought was, she seemed heated at appropriate times, that somebody in her position would be heated. I thought the video was very, very relatable. I actually think she should do more videos like this, and maybe not so much just sitting down and talking about the truth, you know, in the beauty industry, or her truth, or whatever, but just talking, you know, to her people in general. I think one thing, and, you know, I tried to be extremely kind to her during the time of her divorce, and I believe that I did that, okay? At the same time, I think that breakups and divorce are something that is so relatable to so many people out there. I think that at some point, if Jaclyn put a video out, not a get ready with me, let me talk about what's going on in my life, but she put a video out inspiring people, talking about what she went through, she wouldn't have to tell details of her life. She wouldn't have to tell what happened with her and her ex. She wouldn't have to talk about any of that kind of stuff. Just maybe about the emotions and the response, because one of the things I found that was, it's kind of interesting. Like, I expected to get on here and just be like, girl, this video. But, you know, after I watched it, I was like, she did a good job with this. I was impressed, you know. But I think she has a relatability about her. And I think for her to get on camera and really talk about, you know, marriage and divorce and say, it sucks, it's hard, you know, divorce is hard, breakups are hard, and this is how I've gotten through it, and thank God for my family and my friends that have really helped me, and just share a little bit of how she's gotten through that, you know. I think, and she did a little bit of that in the video that she did recently, you know, but not this video, but the video, the Get Ready With Me. But I think that if she did that, I think it would be so inspiring to so many people out there, so many women and men that have gone through similar situations. I know I get so many messages. I just talked about this on my Peterisms channel yesterday. I get so many messages from people that are going through divorces or breakups, and they're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to move on, blah, blah, blah. That I think that somebody on her platform, to maybe get her out of this slump of feeling like it's a job, to talk about other stuff, you know? And I thought, if anything, I'm all for somebody that sets boundaries. I love it, okay? I would have liked her to have talked about the friendships, but the fact that she said, I'm not willing to go there, you gotta respect somebody that says that, okay? That looks at it and says, I'll address this, but I'm not gonna go there. Like, she didn't address it, but just to bring it up and say, I know people expect me to talk about this, but I'm not gonna talk about it. You know, she acknowledged it, and then she said, I'm not gonna talk about it. I respect somebody setting boundaries like that. I would have liked to have heard what she had to say. I think it's going to be really, really important for Jaclyn going forward that, you know, she aligns herself with the right people. It's really sad that she has this attitude, or that the beauty influencer community has this attitude that it's, you know, every man for themselves and they have to stay alone right now. But that's the reality of what's happened as a result of all of this. So that's what I thought. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you think it was stupid? I mean, it was pretty boring, wasn't it? Let's just be for real. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't boring bad. Like, why'd she even make the video? Like, I think it answered some questions for people, and I thought it was relatable, you know? And I think it fell in with what we know about Jaclyn. And I hope maybe she does start posting more videos, and she really does listen to her fans, because I know from personal experience, people really love her. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.